back. WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are positively no longer in Baltimore. We are back in Wicomico County. We're in Salisbury, Maryland. Got guests. I've got the mayor joining us. We're going to have crab cakes. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. We're letting ourselves play. I've got those scratch-off tickets here for those 18 years of age and older, including this guy here, but we'll be giving these away. We'll be doing this all week. We're going to be in Eldersburg next week, courtesy of our friends at Goodwill. I did my hair up really right today. They want me to wear the Window Nation, and I love the Window Nation
it's nice.
Visor, but sometimes I look like I'm dealing cards, so I really don't want to do that.
It's a good look, though.
It's a good look for now. It's a good look, but, I am amongst friends. I am in Salisbury. We are in Mogan's Oyster House. We are on Main Street, where Division and Camden – there's a Whiting Turner, so I feel like I'm in Baltimore here. Carl Anderton joins us now. He is. Are you of Baltimore originally?
No.
No, you're always here.
No, always here. Back to 1620.
Your family?
Yeah, man.
You've never left Wicomico County?
Well, I mean, this all used to be Somerset.
Okay.
Originally. So the three lower county areas, Somerset, Wicomico, Worcester, was all Somerset County originally.
And now you got more representation since we grew over here. Right?
Every time they add a county on, every time they would add a county on the western shore, they had to add one on the eastern shore.
Right on.
So when they added Howard County, they created Wicomico County, and so that's how.
And here we are.
And here we are today. So that history lesson brought to you by our friends at Goodwill.
Yeah, see? He's all. So do you want to tell the story about you coming up to me in the governor's tent at the Preakness, or do you want me to tell it like I would tell it because it was 148 degrees?
She was warm, weren't she?
I was soaking. I have the pictures back. The pictures are I look like a pit stain. I mean, literally, I got pictures back from the governor, the original, pose with the governor. My shirt's open. I'm, all glazed over. We went out there late in the day. It was about 110. The humidity was about 120. And Carl comes up to me and says, "Hey, man, I saw you were with Mayor Day down at Salisbury doing the crab cake
What's
tour.
up? Yeah,
What's up? I want to do a crab cake with you."
Yeah, man.
So I said, "Look, man, when I'm coming back, we're going to do 31 crab cakes in 31 days and 31 breweries." And when I said brewery, you said,
"All right. We're going to Evo, right?"
Right. That's what he said. He said that, and he said, "We're going to Burnish." So I said, "All right, man, we got breweries everywhere." And then you told me that you're like an elected official. Like, you're like a big deal down here.
I mean, I don't know if I'm a big deal or not. I just take care of my people, man.
Well, tell everybody what you told me. Give my audience back in Baltimore the introduction you gave me right there at Pimlico, right there, out in the infield. You came up and said, you listen and watch my show.
Yep.
You claim to be the only person on the Eastern Shore that pays attention to Baltimore Positive. So I'm looking at you as spreading my wings over here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's, going to spread
How'd
your
you
wings.
find out about my show? Like, what's your deal with knowing about my show?
So I started following you on YouTube. I used to go across the bridge a lot, and I would listen to you on the radio way back in the day.
But you were like a Stallions guy, right?
Absolutely, man. Montreal Alouettes, baby. Yeah. So,
what is that? Doesn't make any sense. See, when you said to me, he kept talking about the Baltimore Stallions, and most anybody that would do that has to grown up in Pasadena or Dundalk or something and moved down here. That's why I didn't research you, dude. Yeah. I'm not green rooming you, man.
That's all right. Yeah.
Mueller would have your press secretary email my press secretary.
Yeah.
No.
It'd be a one paragraph.
I said to my wife, I wonder who that guy was, but I think he's going to show up when I'm down in Salisbury on August 16th, and here you are.
Yeah, we do everything down here. I mean, I try to be everywhere I possibly can to promote the area that we call
Are you
home.
Democrat or Republican?
I'm a Republican.
Okay.
But it don't matter.
So I understand that, but from a structural standpoint, tell me how being from here is different than when you're in Annapolis. You spend a lot of time in Annapolis.
Sure, absolutely. How's being here different than being in Annapolis?
Well, just from
my wife's here, so that's good.
Obviously,
that's
it's a long drive. You have to pay the toll.
It's a bonus, brother. Absolutely.
Annapolis isn't that far from here, though. Really?
No, it's not that bad. I mean, I can do it in about off the record.
Under 2.
Way under 2.
Yeah, you do a buck and a half if you have to.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't want to do it every day.
So, no, well.
You pass a lot of Royal Farms, though. Why does the chicken taste better on the Eastern Shore at Royal Farms than it does in the city?
Because it's from here, baby. That's what we do. We feed the world on the Eastern Shore, man. Don't you know that?
Tell everybody what you do and why people vote for you. Just seriously, give me the elevator speech that you didn't give me when I met you standing next to the governor soaking wet.
All right, so yeah. Well, we call that glistening, bro. That was glistening. You weren't soaking wet. You was glistening. You was shining.
I had Mountain Dew going on.
Man, you was shining,
yeah,
man.
It wasn't good.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was all natural. So for me, I ran for office the first time back in 2005.
Okay.
My wife and I just bought a house in Delmar.
That's a long time, 17
where
years
she's
ago.
from.
You've been at this a while.
So I ran for a council seat.
Here at Wicomico County?
Yeah, just the
All right.
town just north of here.
What's the town?
Delmar.
Delmar.
It's
That's your town.
Half Delaware, half Maryland.
I hear they played Little League girls
Yes, sir.
softball there.
Yes, man, so close. So close.
You know what happened? I talked to you 4 days ago, and you're like, hey, dude, the Delmar girls, I mean, if the game's going on at the same time.
It's a big thing, man.
And they moved the game because it was a rain
Yes.
delay. It was down in Greenville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to give a shit. Do they have a nickname, or are they just the Delmar girls?
Delmar Girls Little League. We call them the champs here. We call them the champs.
What are they? They're the Mid-Atlantic champs?
Mid-Atlantic champs, the
I saw the
purple
picture.
bracket champs.
The minute you started talking about it, this is the way Facebook works too, right? Like a friend of mine, Johnny Raffalides, my longtime roommate, whose beautiful daughter is of that age. She's like 10, 11, 12, and she
Right.
plays softball. He shared the status. He's from Dundalk, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shared it, and Sunday night I saw it. And the game had been, and I went to their page, the Delmar Little League girls, or softball, it's Little League softball, right?
Yep.
And I went to their page, and they said the game's at noon on Monday, and I'm like, all right, well, the game will be over. Maybe we'll have champions. And then I told them, I went 6 o'clock, and I'm like, nah, they didn't win. But
No.
So I want to tell you what I know about Delmar. You're from Delmar?
My wife is. So we've lived there over 20 years now.
Well, you're not really old, though, right? Like, what year did you graduate high school? That'll tell me.
92.
All right, so you're way younger than me. Yeah. So when you were a little boy, I like saying that to guys his age. When you were a little boy, this thing called MTV happened back in Baltimore, back in 80, 81, 82. I want my MTV. And they had a special contest.
We had cable here too, right? So we had MTV.
Okay, well, I know you did. Here's how I know you. Here's how I know. I know for sure you had cable. 1982, 83, the Cars were one of the biggest bands in the world.
Right.
And they held a contest to come to your high school and play. And I don't remember what the terms were. Like if you had to send postcards, if you had to prove that you had the most skinny ties or could sing just what I needed. Or
it was all those.
You had a girl look like Phoebe Cates getting out of the pool at Fast Times at Ridgemont High during Moving in Stereo. I don't know. I still hear that bass. It's great. Bam, bam. Delmar won.
Really?
You don't know this?
This is news to me, bro. Yeah.
If I Google, I'm going to Google it right now. By the way, Carl Anderton, tell Carl Anderton, tell everybody what you do and who you are.
So I'm a state delegate representing Wicomico County.
Elected official, this guy.
In the
Republican.
Maryland House of Delegates.
I hang with Republicans. You're not the only. I hang with a lot more Republicans than people think I do.
Well, that's
I don't
cool, man.
agree with Republicans, but I'll hang. It's what the crab cake tour is all about.
Hey, man, my thing is this. Look.
Your people and my people get together.
Let me go and put the whole Republican-Democrat thing to bed for you
all right,
quick.
good. And I'm Googling the Cars, Delmar, Maryland.
You do that. And
high school.
While you're doing
MTV.
A good idea is a good idea. A bad idea is a bad idea. Okay. Doesn't matter what party puts it forth. Okay. I have one purpose in mind when I go to Annapolis, and that is to give my people what they want. That's it. Doesn't matter where it comes from, who does it.
What do your people want?
So what do my people want? Well, they wanted you here today, so
I'm here.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, this has been the best part of doing this is going all over the state, meeting.
Right.
Salisbury's beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I met a young man as I was unpacking my car. He's going to come and talk to you because you're an elected official. He asked me what I thought of the scooters out on the street here, and I live in downtown Baltimore, and I think the squeegee boys are a massive problem. I'll admit that. I'm good with that. I live downtown, and I can speak from firsthand knowledge. It's not a good idea. It's an awful idea. The scooters are worse. They're a worse idea from a public safety standpoint by far. So this young man, and he was young. I mean, he came up from is it BOC 16, the TV station?
There's one up there, and then there's
Channel 16.
Yeah,
Is that BOC?
That's BOC. Yep.
He had his BOC gear on. He just started working here. Went to South Carolina. He's from Frederick, Maryland. So he's asking me. I said, dude, I'm not from Salisbury, but the mayor will be here in a little while. And I hear, another big shot Republican politician, Carl Beer, says, come on by and talk to them about it. And I said, but I'm not a citizen here. It's not for me to say.
Right.
And he was a nice kid. And we just started talking about journalism and what I do and doing the show here. And he said, I'm from Frederick. And I'm like, dude, Frederick's great. He's like, yeah, isn't it awesome? And I'm like, yeah, but I never would have known that living in Baltimore or living in Towson had I not done this.
Sure.
And I wouldn't know how awesome your downtown is if your mayor hadn't recruited me at Fratelli's 51 weeks ago and said, let's do it downtown next time. Let's go to the zoo. Let's look around. Let's see the waterfowl museum, right?
Yep.
So there's all the learn these things, man.
Yeah.
So when we get together and talk, we learn things. So what do your people want here?
Yeah, so, we want what everybody else wants. So, we're no different. We want good paying jobs. We want a clean environment. We want the ability to live our life. You know what I mean? That's it. The whole point is you have so many spins on this globe. You know what I mean? So let's make the best of them we can while we can. But, while you're looking at downtown,
I was looking up the cars thing, and I can't. I've Googled it. Now it's like it doesn't exist.
I'm going to give you something tangible we do.
Somebody in Delmar will remember this. They're going to be 10 years older than you.
I will
the
find
time
out.
they went to the high school and the cars played. I promise you it happened.
I know some people I can ask who were there then, and I'll see if they know about it.
Text someone right now that would know, just so by the end of the hour we have a confirmation that your boy Nestor's not nuts.
Let's see.
Seriously.
All right, I'll do that.
This is important to me.
Right
I drove this way, and Delmar, there's a little rest stop, little rest stop on 50 where I rest my feet. There's a couple of benches there.
And you saw Delmar Road, right?
I saw Delmar, and that makes me think of now you, because you're the Delmar guy. But for 38 years, I've thought of the Cars concert at your high school since 1984.
That wasn't my high school, brother. I went to Chris Field and Washington High in beautiful Somerset County. My wife.
You went to Chris Field?
Absolutely.
Oh, your wife is from Delmar.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I went to Chris Field last year, and we took the boat over to Smith Island, and we went to Tylerton.
Yep.
And I had one of the best crab cakes.
Did you go Drum Point? Is that
I went to Drum Point.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And he has black pepper, and I think he puts vanilla in it, but I don't know.
Right.
He kind of wouldn't tell me.
That's living, man, going over there.
But a lot of bugs biting my neck last year. The no-see-ums down there.
Man, look.
They got bugs down there,
bugs
dude.
down there will pick you up, carry you away, brother. They will pick you. They're so big, we name them. When I go down to my folks' house, down to the farm where we're all, all my family's at, we name the bugs. Here come Craig.
It's
Watch
so
out.
beautiful down there, but there's not much down there, right?
So.
Okay, so 2005. I want to hear your story. You can text your Cars, people.
Man, I can't do
Carl
two things
Anderton's
at once.
here. It's all right. I can't either.
All right. So
and I'm not even an elected official.
We'll put that down.
I'm not even here to help the people.
All right, so let's go back. 2005.
What made you run?
At Delmar.
What made you run?
I went to a council meeting, and they had a vacancy on Plan and Zoning Commission, right, which is who does, designs the buildings that are built and things like that. And I always wanted to be an architect. So I was like, well, I want to apply for that, and they told me I couldn't. They had somebody else in mind. And then there was another person there asking to do something in town, and the mayor and council told them they weren't interested in doing anything different. It just struck me funny. So I said, we should hear folks out like this. If I'm going to be living here, this is going to be my home, I'm going to get involved. I don't know why. I never had any intentions of getting involved.
Did you vote when you were 18? Have you voted your whole life?
I did, yeah. I did do that.
So you were always involved to some degree.
From the voting aspect, but never the serving aspect.
Right on.
But, the next election, I put my name on the ballot, and I went out and knocked on doors. And the first door I knocked on a lady's door, and she said, can I help you? I said, yes, ma'am. My name's Carl. I'm running to be one of the town commissioners. She said, what do you want to do when you get elected? I said, I don't know. She said, well, go find out and come back. So that
See, Moeller has, I thought about running for mayor of Baltimore. Moeller would say, when somebody comes up to you, you have to have an answer for them.
Right, absolutely.
Some kind, even if it's I'll get back to you, that's
right.
And I said, Don, I've been taking phone calls for 30 years.
Right.
If I don't know the answer, I'd say I don't know the answer. Now, in the modern era, you Google it and you can get the right answer or the wrong answer, right? You figure that out.
No,
but making stuff up as you go along shouldn't be what our polity is about, right? Literally, right?
No, absolutely. You should lead from the heart, man. That's the whole point.
Right on.
You should lead from the heart, and that's my whole thing. I just want to do for folks what I would want done for me, and that's why I got on the council. And I
so your first gig was commissioner?
With town council member from 2005. Then I was up for re-election, and I got re-elected. And then I couldn't get things I wanted done, so I had to be mayor. So I ran for mayor.
Of Delmar.
I became mayor. And then I went.
You were the mayor of Delmar, and you don't know the cars were there in 84? Am I nuts to think it was there?
It's 84 or 82, bro.
Hold on. Maybe I got the wrong high school.
Yeah, I think you got the wrong school, man.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to look it up. Cars promotion.
While you're doing
high
that,
school. I'm telling you.
I'm going to continue this text I was doing.
What you're going to ask somebody if they know, or am I nuts? Could it have been Mardella? Is Mardella the same school?
There is a Mardella.
Could that have been it?
It's not Delmar.
I think it was in Delmar, man. You know what? I'm going to ask, like, Brillhart will remember. Brillhart will remember. I'm going to text Brillhart. That's Dundalk High there. Brillhart's from the Bay, man. He was the Hammerjacks disc jockey back in the 80s, so he knows everything. No, he knows everything.
I always wanted to go there, but they
were too young.
Closed before we could get there.
You were too young.
Always wanted to go there,
So you graduated high school in 92?
Yeah. So
did you – so that's interesting. So you're 17, 18, like when Camden Yards.
Right.
There's no Ravens. Did you grow up like an Eagles fan or a Redskin fan? What were you?
So I was a Colts fan as a small child. My very first jersey was a Burt Jones jersey.
You looked at me with disgust when I said Eagles and Redskins.
Absolutely.
You got like bitter beer face. Like you had an IPA over Burnish.
So when the Colts left, we were kind of stuck in no man's land. So you had 2 games a week here. You either had the Redskins or Redacted or a football team or Commandos, whatever they're called this year, and you had the Steelers. Well, I certainly weren't watching the Steelers. I'm a little disappointed that you went to Latrobe. I hope you brought sanitizer back with you from the
I'll tell you
camp
about
there.
that. I mean, you keep going. So I'm going to hear your sports thing because you're all over the Stallions, and that's
So when
weird
they came,
to me.
So when they came, it was a Baltimore team. I was like, man, I'm all about this. So we're going to Memorial Stadium, watching the games on Channel 2. All these different things.
I went to the Grey Cup in Vancouver in '94.
That game, I'm still mad about that game.
So's Mike Pringle.
And I'll tell you a story about that.
So's Tracy Hand.
So's
OJ.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still mad about that game. In fact,
so's Jim Spiros.
Just to continue scatterbrain in this conversation, I had the chance to meet an Alouettes player this year, Tyson Philpott, whose dad was a running back for the BC Lions in '94. And so we're talking on St. Catherine Street, downtown Montreal, and I said, look, man, I just want you to tell your dad. Well, I told him I was from Maryland.
This is in English, not French.
No, he's English. Yeah, so I want you to tell your dad, man, I still don't like him. He said, are you talking about the '94 Grey Cup? I said, yeah. He said, oh, I'll tell him. I said, yeah, tell him I still don't like him, man.
I'm going to be in Montreal in 3 weeks seeing Pearl Jam in Quebec. I've never been. I've been to Montreal, but I've never been to – Montreal's in Quebec. I've never been to Quebec City. I just want to make sure that I'm not being an idiot.
Yeah, 2 different, right.
Right. So Quebec City, I've never been to, Le Calais to see Pearl Jam, and then we're going to have a night in Montreal, and then we're going to Ottawa. I've never been to Ottawa. So, and Pearl Jam's playing Ottawa. So this is quick, but so you had a Montreal Alouette thing.
Yes. Yeah, we go every year to a game. We drive up to Montreal every summer, go to a game.
Olympic Stadium.
No, they play at McGill Stadium.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Right downtown. It's outdoor.
Did you ever go to Olympic Stadium to see like the Expos or anything?
I did, absolutely. And I'll tell you another segue, how this whole thing connected with the Stallions moving to Montreal. Of course, the Ravens coming here. Then we had the Delmar Shorebirds start our minor league team.
Sure.
They were originally
Frank Purdue. Tough man, tender chicken.
Every day. They were originally affiliated with the Montreal Expos. So Orlando Cabrera, Javier Vasquez, Michael Barrett, all these guys, as they're moving up, I'm like, well, I'm going to go watch them play in Montreal. Never been to Canada. Let's go. And so it all just kind of tied together, this Montreal.
Do you have an Expos jersey or just an Alouette
Absolutely.
thing?
Absolutely. I got it.
So did you become a Nationals fan because of the Expos or no?
Man, I'm Orioles, brother.
Well, you're happier now than you.
Once they moved.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
You know what I mean? It's like the Indianapolis thing. I ain't going to Indiana for nothing.
All right.
Sorry. I mean, it's just I've raised 2 grown children to feel the same way about Indianapolis. I've done my job. So.
I fixed that for me. I healed that. I got over it.
Once they fixed Johnny Unitas in the Hall of
Fame.
Dude,
once it was 25 years, I figured every cell in my body's regenerated 4 times. That I could find things to be happier about.
Oh, I don't
Jim
walk
Irsay
around.
Cool. Jim Irsay invited me to a party 6 weeks
ago
in New York.
Tell him to fix the Hall of Fame thing with Johnny Unitas, man. We'll be good.
All right. I'm going to take a break, and we're going to start the second segment. I want you to talk to me. I want you to ask me about the time that Steve Bisciotti, Jim Irsay, and I took a walk at the Biltmore in Arizona for an hour over a cigar. They partook. I did not.
Oh, I partake.
But that's fine. Partake in whatever you want.
Absolutely.
It's a free country.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Okay.
Enjoy it.
So ask me, because this is Steve Bisciotti's hometown too, right?
Yes.
This is not his hometown. He
Salisbury
actually was born in Philadelphia, and obviously the Severn River. But this is the town that made Steve Bisciotti.
Amen.
All right, we're in Salisbury. It's the Maryland Crab Cake Tour, all presented by our friends at the Maryland Lottery in conjunction with our friends at Window Nation. I may put the hat on. Carl Anderton is an elected official down here, and a Republican, too. We're in Salisbury. We're hanging out. We're at Mogan's Oyster House. There's going to be crab cakes. There might be oysters. There have been very, very friendly people. It's right off of 50. I'll say the same thing to you that I said to Jake Day, who will be our guest, the mayor, a little later on, the mayor of Salisbury. I said, all my life, I only stopped in Salisbury to pee, to get a milkshake sometimes at the Arby's up on the way.
Right on, yeah.
Because they always did different flavors.
Right.
You know, sometimes they'd have like a cherry peach thing.
Shaking them up, baby. Shaking them up.
And ice and beer at what used to be, and it's gone now, there was like a little beer stand up in the corner at Boundary, like at the corner there, right? And we would stop there on the way to the beach back in the Van Halen era. But I'm here now, and I'm off, and I want to hear about the zoo.
Sure.
I want to hear about you representing the people.
Sure.
I want to understand the Eastern Shore a little bit better. And we'll have some fun. We're going to have a crab cake. Carl's here. I'm here. And reminder, it's places like this. The Restaurant Association of Maryland is doing Restaurant Week the 16th to the 25th. Guys like him are supporting it. Places like Mogan's Oyster Bar down here and all the River Brew, all these places going to be supporting Restaurant Week. Get on out, eat, support local business. Get a crab cake. Get some crabs. Crabs, best prices. They run big that time of the year, so good time to get crabs in September as well. I am Nestor. He's Carl. We'll be back for more. It is the Maryland Crab Cake Tour. He's waited his whole life to come on this program. It is such a disappointment. Stay with us. It's Baltimore Positive.